How you doing? Welcome or welcome back. Cellulite and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short. I hope that you're feeling fantastic. It is Thoughtful Thursday, and today's reading is going to be about what Spirit wants you to be thinking about. What Spirit has put on your mind and why, okay? What Spirit has put on your mind and why. Take some deep breaths with me if you want to. Oh, okay. Right before I started this, I was saging and, clearing myself and getting grounded in my own energy. And I saw what looked like black orbs, like flying by like snowballs. Okay, and I'm talking, big. And so I feel like there's a lot of, I don't feel like it's from other people or other entities, but it may feel like that because we don't want to look at the part of our thought processes or our beliefs or feelings that could be throwing sludge balls in our own direction, okay? Okay, it's almost like we're magnetizing these masses of just dense, like black matter. Really, really interesting. But it's almost like we're viewing it as an attack rather than something that we are magnetizing in some way. Okay. So this message might be for someone who only truly wants to hear what they want to hear. And maybe this message, similar to yesterday's message, will have some confrontational things that are for your own betterment so that you can address these issues and free a blockage in your own mindset towards what you are wanting or what your path is in some way. It feels kind of correlating. So I just want to get that out of the way before we jump into it. I'm going to start with the Sacred Symbols Oracle for today's reading. And I felt called to do no music. It felt like the silence was really important for some reason for right now. I'm not sure if that's signifying for you, but it felt called to that, so that's what we're doing. Okay. Spirit, my higher self, my darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel to guide and instruct. I ask for the most clear and concise messages, information, feelings, and sensations to flow through me for the betterment of my darling and for the highest good of everyone involved. Thanks so much, Spirit. And thank you for being here. I'm just going to sit here with the energy for a minute. I will put a time stamp in the description box if this takes too long, okay? I value your time and energy, but I just feel like I really need to sit and process the energy before I even get into the cards real quick, okay? I keep hearing the word reluctancy. Oh, I don't know what that's about. Okay. And there's something about patience or impatience. Okay. All right, Spirit, tell me about the energy going on in my darling's life right now that you want them to be, that you're putting on their mind, that you're heavily implanting in their mind right now. That's a lot. Okay. Let's do it. We've got Nature Spirits, number 39. Veiled, number 38. Past Life, number 14. I saw 5:55 on the timer. Protection, 1. Home, 10. Divine Feminine, Number 6. It's so bizarre because I'm sort of seeing this as a head and these being some like oversized ears. Okay. And again, I'm getting this like only hearing what you want to hear. There's so much more, but you're only hearing what you want to hear right now. Okay. Shadow 43. There was those orbs energy coming through. Good fortune is at the bottom, 13. Friendship and message is there as well. Okay. Okay. I feel heavily right now that Spirit is having you think about your correlation and your connection with friendships or connection, okay? And realizing that you actually have some blockages in this area for some reason, okay? And I feel like what will help you move through these blockages and illuminate these blockages in the most gentle way is nature involvement in some way. And I feel like that's very associated with any prominent elements in your birth chart. You know, not just if you're, for instance, okay, I'm like, I have no water in my birth chart at all. Not from what I've seen. I am fire in my sun and my moon. I'm Aries sun, Sagittarius moon. I am earth, Taurus, Venus and rising. And then in my draconic chart, I am Gemini and Aquarius. Draconic, I forget. I have it in my description. It's been a while since I looked at it. I have very little water, and yet water impacts me significantly. So there's something here about looking at your chart and the elements and looking at what elements you have the least amount of and incorporating that to sort of reveal any issues you have in the area of blockages with connections, friendships, soulmates, family. There's something here that you don't see, okay? And it has to do with a past life or a past version of yourself, something from the past, even in this lifetime, that you have built up protective barriers around this body and this person that you call home within you, okay? And I feel like how this manifests right now and what Spirit wants you to think about is that you may show up in your life as overly compassionate, overly available, overly wise, always willing to lead, always willing to listen, always willing to lend a hand, okay? It's not like this blockage would be something obvious. It's veiled. So you may be like, well, I do all the right things. I have a lot of friends. I put myself out there. I'm always willing to help. I'm always willing to listen. What do you mean I have a blockage? And this is where it's like you're only willing to hear what you want to hear. You don't hear that there's something deeper rooted here, because at the root of it, I want to ask you if you feel like you are a step superior above all of your peers in the sense of support, or another way to think about it is, do you feel as supported as you support others? Okay? There is something here that stems from not a lack of other people supporting you, but a lack of true vulnerability. Because I feel like, again, because you have this feeling like you have to show up in some way, you have to be the giving one, okay? The over-the-top one, the always available, the willing to listen, always having the best advice, sound wisdom, sound knowledge, and these all are beautiful traits, okay? But if you feel like you always have to wear that hat, where is your room for vulnerability? Where's your room to let people see the weak side of you? Okay? This is the blockage that Spirit wants you to sort of be thinking about right now and figure out why or what happened at some point in your life that made you believe that you could not be vulnerable. And you may have completely valid experiences, especially in childhood, regarding this, okay? None of this is saying that it's invalid or unwarranted. It's a protection for a reason. Some of this could be, even if you had good friends, maybe you weren't around environments. I have a story I can share about this to sort of relate. You know, I struggle with friendships and connections and being vulnerable and sensitive and showing weakness in my own life because from the time I was a young child, my mother would compare me to my best friend. And anytime my best friend would come over, she would get a lot of praise. She would, you know, my mom was a different person around friends. And then when they would leave, it was being criticized for not being like Sarah. And it was very hard and it was very frustrating. So from a very young age, it's like I felt like I couldn't be problematic or, you know, I had to be like other people or I had to live up to others' expectations or, you know, that sort of energy. So my friend at that point had no input on that. That was my mother that really ingrained this sense of weaknesses and inferiority and made a friendship something that was not safe for me. And then I have a history of horrible friendships and things gone wrong. And so these are things I'm working through as well. But I just feel like there's something here along those levels. It could be something so unrelated to actual friendship or actual betrayal within friendship. But there's something here where it's like you don't feel like you can be vulnerable or show weakness or truly connect to others. And this is something that Spirit wants you to think about, okay? Something about releasing this blockage or becoming aware of it at the very least, because awareness is a chip at the boulder, okay? It's related to fortune, okay? Related to your fortune. And maybe it's just so that you realize how fortunate you are and the soul family that you do have around you. Maybe we don't see it because of what we're only willing to see and what, you know, story we tell about ourselves. Something along these lines. Let's get into tarot. I know that was a very deep dive for just the oracle, but I want to see what tarot has to say. Okay. I'm being told to just go through and shuffle and see what pops out all at once, okay? So I'm going to do that. Okay, Spirit, tell me about this blockage and connections and vulnerability. Or just tell me what you want, what you're having darling think about, what you're planting in their thoughts right now, why they're thinking what they're thinking. High Priestess. You know, it's subconscious. This is also for your own inner authority. The Hanged Man, a change of perspective, seeing things differently. The Moon. Are you kidding me? How many, you see all these major arcanas? 2 of Pentacles. Okay, tell me some more. Ace of Cups. 2 of Swords. We've got double 2s out. No, we have 3 2s. 2, 2, 2. Page of Cups. And there's our friendship at the bottom. 3 of Cups. Also with Page of Cups being friendship as well. 7 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Death. Okay. So again, you're all knowing, you're very wise, okay? Spirit wants you to, Spirit is planting this into your conscious awareness at this point, pulling it out of your subconscious awareness, unveiling it, because there is a step forward that needs to be had, okay? There's something here about you feel like you've been stuck in this feeling about connections, about friendship for some time, okay? For a long time even. And maybe we've just sort of accepted this as a reality, you know? Just like this is how it is. And I don't even feel a sense of defeatism about this, whereas yesterday's reading was talking a lot about defeatism. I feel like in this particular area, about what connections are, about what connections are, I feel like we've just sort of accepted that surface level is what we get. And Spirit doesn't want you to settle for what you have always experienced necessarily. Okay? I don't feel a lot of emotionality about it because I feel like that's something that we're kind of afraid to even unveil. Okay, with that moon. I feel like there are a lot of emotions attached to it, but it's something that we don't want to think about. We don't want to think about that. We don't want to think. I wonder why that is. Why don't we want to think about that? Why are we so detached from that and okay with the detachment from it? Because I don't feel like I feel like you are a very wise person. I feel like you're very smart. I feel like you have a big heart. I feel like you can sense the feelings and, almost read the minds of others. Like you can really get down to the issue at hand. You're very intuitive. Okay. So I'm just wondering why, this blockage is so heavy that it's just something that we're like, okay. That doesn't feel in character for every other part of you, right? And there's some revelation that's trying to be had here so that we can pour love back into, so we can pour emotionality back into the idea of connection and friendship and camaraderie and soul tribe and, let's see. It's almost like it's really bizarre because I feel like as generous as you are, okay, I want to be careful how I say this because I feel very like this is a touchy subject, even though we're not emotional about it, even though we don't have a lot of emotional reactions to this necessarily right now. But I feel like when it comes to connections and friendships, it's like I'm willing to prioritize it on a what do I need to tangibly do? Like what do I need to do to sort of maintain a baseline of connection, right? But we're not getting into the depth. Like we're okay with acquaintances. We're okay with, small talk in that area in some way. Like we don't open up really too deeply about our own personal life, feelings, experiences, right? And it's like what we're not seeing is how that blockage is sort of a breadcrumbing energy for those around us, because there are people around us who want to invest further, but because we have this blockage, we are not letting anyone get closer. We're not letting anyone get closer. And it's just like, well, this is what I can handle. This is what I can manage. I've got a lot going on in my life. I feel like if I put too much, I feel stretched too thin with the Two of Pentacles, right? So what I have is this, what I have the ability to do is to keep people at a distance. And I'm okay with that, and people need to be okay with that. Okay? And it's it's like Spirit wants you to know that this is actually a golden opportunity for you to transform something spiritually within you. I'm almost seeing like a breath of new life into connections. But it requires us to actually invest deeper. Not necessarily invest more time, more energy, more whatever, but invest deeper, invest more vulnerably, give people the opportunity. That sort of energy. Oh, okay, let's see what else is going on. Can you tell me any more about this? Four of Swords, Ten of Swords. How are we going to heal That's why we don't want to see it. You might not even remember why you feel this way. Like, this could be a blocked memory or blocked experience, like a repressed memory. Whatever instilled this blockage for you mentally and emotionally, it's something that you don't even know, okay? And that's why I feel like we only want to hear what we want to hear. We don't want to see what we don't want to see. And we feel overwhelmed anytime it's more than just showing up for others, because there's a deep wounding here. There's a deep wounding here, a deep betrayal. And this might be something that you need to talk to. This is not for everyone. Okay, so just if it doesn't resonate for you, if you don't align with therapists and mental health practitioners, don't worry about it. Okay, I'm not talking to you for this. There's other ways to get through this, but some of you do need to experience opening up in a place setting that maybe starts as therapy or counseling. Just for some of you. And this is just so that you can get used to what it's like to open up. And maybe you feel like, if I'm paying a professional, I have more incentive to be vulnerable because I'm already investing in that. And then as you do that, it becomes easier for you to put yourself in a situation where you then open up and show that vulnerability with people that you're not paying. Okay? You see how it feels like, it almost feels like vulnerability from you and showing your weakness and showing, your humanity a little bit to establish that relatable connection, that deep connection. It almost feels like you feel like you have to do something more to get that started. Like you have to pay more, you have to do something. And so that's why it's important. Yeah, that's why it's important that maybe you need to do this with a therapist or a counselor or, get a mentor or something, anyone, church leader, if you're in church or something where it's like you hold yourself to a standard of, I'm going to put myself in this uncomfortable situation and open up and talk and dive into these deep parts of me that have been so buried because, okay, I need to practice revealing that so that I can actually connect with others. Okay. Okay, tell me about this High Priestess, Hanged Man, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been this way for a long time. I feel like you are very good at intellectualizing. The reason why you're so wise is that instead of being vulnerable and opening up and showing weakness, you intellectualize all of your experience. You're someone who knows a lot about a lot, okay? You know a lot about a lot. And that's such a beautiful gift in some way. But it's still not feeling your feelings. It's still not being vulnerable even with yourself here. I feel like that's the key too, right? It's not just that you're afraid to be vulnerable with others, it's that you're afraid of that vulnerability within yourself. Okay. Tell me about this moon. Two of Swords. Yeah, we don't want to see it. We don't want to hear it. I want to hear what I want to hear. I want to see what I want to see. I don't want to see what I don't want to see. I don't want to hear what I don't want to hear. I'm not willing to go there mentally. There are just some things that I'm just like, nope. If that sparks something within me, I am checked out. I disassociate. But the thing is, I feel like at least right now, the way that Spirit is trying to tell you that this is actually being planted in your mind right now is your sleep cycles. Maybe you've been dreaming about old friends or old connections. Could be even ex-lovers. It could be family members. Maybe you've been having a lot of dreams that is making you think about that, okay? Making you think about connections from the past, people, even acquaintances. It doesn't even have to be super close friendships, okay? But it's like the only time spirit can really get into your, like reach into your subconscious is in your sleep. So you might not be sleeping well, and you might be having very vivid, restless dreams involving other people, even if you don't remember them. But I'm also being drawn to say, just get a journal, okay? And when you wake up, just start writing. Even if you don't remember the dream, just start writing immediately. Just start writing, because you're going to put your subconscious down on paper and be able to reflect and open up and sort of help chip away at this blockage with yourself and your connections, okay? Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Two of Swords. Not Two of Swords. Okay, just Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. The Empress. Literally, you're everyone's mom. You're everyone's caretaker, right? Your mom, your dad, you're the people. You're the one that people know that they can come to. But who's there for you? Who takes care of mom? Who takes care of dad? Who checks whenever you need help? And do you express that you need support? Or is it just sort of like, there's sort of this feeling of like, I put myself out there for others without them having to ask, right? Without them having to ask, because you're navigating from a subconscious wounding that knows what you need. So you show up in that way automatically, because you don't want other people to have the wounding that you have. And this is probably subconscious, okay? And you're very good at it. This is something that you thrive in. You probably have a lot of pride in yourself for the way that you do show up for others, okay? That's what I was saying. Like, it's not that you're not there. It's not even that you don't have people. It's not like you're lonely, but you just don't feel as supported, right? And so I feel like you sort of maybe have this testing ground where it's like, well, because no one has to ask me to be there, I shouldn't have to ask anyone to be here for me. And so there's this expectation, right? And there's a tinge of resentment, it feels, because it's almost like you are this way, and it's very sweet, and it's very kind, and it's very generous, and it's very nurturing. But then we might intentionally go quiet. We might intentionally pull back and just see who's going to prioritize me in the same way. Oh, no one? Never mind. Never mind. See, I'm the one who gives, and I'm not the one who gets, right? Heartbreak. Three of Swords on bottom. Yeah. I'm the one who gives. Queen of Cup. I'm the one who gives. I'm not the one who gets. But we haven't communicated. We stay silent with our own needs. Okay. What's the Two of Swords and the Page of Cups? Seven of Cups. I feel like people don't know how to feel. Because I do feel like there is a desire to figure it out, right? There's a desire to figure it out, and it's like we're not seeing how our own blockages are confusing us. And we're not seeing how the excessive level that we show up and refuse to open up actually puts our connections at a page level, right? Okay, I apologize. My son needed some help. His sister started school today, so yeah, he's adjusting to, 30 minutes of solo play while I do this. Okay. Thanks for your patience. Sorry for the little cutout. Anyways, it feels like we're not seeing how our excessive giving and lack of vulnerability is actually showing up in connections as a page level and not like this empress level. Like it feels like we're giving this much, but we're actually navigating from a wounded child energy possibly. Okay. That's obvious. That's been coming up, but it's reminding me of a conversation I had to have with my daughter, who is almost 8. She'll be 8 in October. But I had to have a conversation with her the other day because she is always willing to help. She loves to cheer people up, and she just has this heart. Like, she's so empathetic, and it's precious, okay? And her little brother, Noah, my beautiful son, is in the stage where he is still learning how to control his body whenever he's frustrated. And they got into a bit of a tiff the other day, and he lost his cool, and he ended up punching her lightly. It doesn't matter, but he ended up punching her in the stomach. And after talking to him, and he, realized that he did not handle his anger the right way, and we walked through the appropriate steps, blah, blah, blah. I won't get into the parenting aspect of that. But, as he was going to apologize, he was very sad, that he hurt her. And her reaction was to ask him how she can make him feel better. And so I had to have a conversation with her because she just, she said, I love you, Noah. I love my little brother. I don't ever want to see you sad. So I'll do whatever, to make you feel better. And it was so sweet, but I recognized immediately, one, she's not feeling safe. She doesn't feel like he was loving her because of what happened. She feels unsafe. And right now, what she's saying is, if I make him feel better, then I will feel safe, right? So I had to talk with her, and I was like, okay, forgiveness is a beautiful thing, and making up is a beautiful thing, but I don't want you to ever feel like it's your responsibility to make someone who hurt you feel better. And this is in general, not just about your brother, okay? This is in general. And I explained to her, the back of our mind, the subconscious, what we don't even know that we're thinking is, you got hurt. He hurt you. That made you feel safe. That made you feel unloved. That made you feel normal ways. Now, your brother does love you, and your brother did not react the right way. But it doesn't change that was an unsafe moment for you. And that triggered a lot of feelings. And so, how you would feel better. And so you showing up to make him feel better was hoping that he will then make you feel loved and safe again, right? And you are loved and you are safe, but you are also allowed to say, I forgive you, but you cannot touch me that way again. You can set boundaries. You can be vulnerable. You can say, that really hurt me. That was awful. Please don't do that to me again. You're allowed to. And this is a brief summary that I'm trying to speed up because it's 36 minutes into the video, but there's something here about recognizing that the love that you give is it's avoiding a hurt within you that is unsafe, that feels unappreciated, unsupported, and then showing up that way for others. It's what you're trying to get back, but it's not. You're still allowed to be vulnerable, and you're allowed to say how you feel, and you're allowed to say, I need support, I need someone to be here. You're allowed to ask for what you need. That sort of level of vulnerability and that openness is like a key to actual connection here. It's very similar, okay? Is there anything else that wants to come out? Death. This is a transformation. Yeah. What is the Death card? Strength, neutral. Yeah, vulnerability. Being vulnerable. Yeah. Transforming our vulnerability. Transforming how we perceive strength and stoicism, how we perceive being the support, the one that people can lean on. Transforming that and saying, I'm allowed to ask for what I need as well. I'm allowed to transform in that way. Yeah. Okay. Spirit, as we close this out, what messages do you want to close this out for? Or how do you want to close this out? Okay. Quick advice. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. If you don't feel comfortable enough to do this with existing connections, be willing enough to just do it for yourself. Take the other people out of the equation. The more you open up and you express your needs and you express what you desire, what makes you feel loved, what makes you feel appreciated, what makes you feel supported, regardless of what anyone does, okay? The more you vocalize that and you show that vulnerability for yourself, you're being your own support in that way. And even if it weeds out existing connections that are based on you not being vulnerable and based on connection blockages, if it weeds those out, the more you do it for yourself, you will be more open for new connections as well, okay? So there's emphasis here on like not letting the excuses of other people not being safe around you as a reason for why you shouldn't be the safe place who speaks up for yourself, right? Who is vulnerable for yourself. Right now it's like real emphasis on this blockage will not be removed by other people. Other people will be involved in this eventually, but right now the blockage is your own. And so you doing what you need to do for yourself, saying what you need to say for yourself, opening up for yourself is really important. Maybe you do that with therapy. Maybe you do that with, a counselor or a leader or a mentor or anonymously online or something. Like maybe you do that. Maybe you figure out what that looks like for you. But just start making it a safe place within your own self to open up, and then it won't really matter the faces attached to that, and you will magnetize and attract people who are in an energetic alignment with your vulnerability, with supporting your vulnerability. Okay? Okay, let's see. Is there any other advice here, or was that it? 8 of Wands at the bottom. You got Page of Wands, 4 of Wands, the Fool, 5 of Cups, and the Hierophant. The thing is, I feel like this hesitation of vulnerability in your life has been the masculine aspect of you trying to protect the feminine aspect of you, your inner masculine and your inner feminine. And that masculine energy has had good intentions, but ultimately it's shut down your feminine. It's shut it down. It's shut it down. The Hierophant is the counterpart to the High Priestess, and this is what we're closing it off with. Okay, so it's almost like we need to address our inner masculine that wants to provide and protect and just like, it wants to maintain its beliefs because its beliefs have protected you thus far. Its beliefs have gotten you where you are now. It is how you have navigated here, earthly side, right? It's almost like we need to talk to that inner masculine aspect of us and say, please protect me as I take this leap of faith, okay? It's feeling like if you've ever seen Moana, okay? Moana's father absolutely refusing to let her go out into the ocean, it being a point of, what is that? No, I don't know what that word is. I'm losing it. It being a point of strife between the two of, between their relationship, right? This Moana and her feminine energy, knowing what, she needs to thrive, knowing how to heal the disease, or having this idea that we have to go out to fix the disease, to get fish back in the water, to, heal our island, heal our home, make it safe again, make it viable. And that masculine protective energy, just like there's monsters out there. No, I've lost people out there. I've lost things. It's been hard. Like, no, I will keep you safe on this island. And you having to be like, let me go. Let me go. There is a disease. There is a blockage. There's something that needs to be set free, and it's out there. Let me go. Okay, I will make it better. I will bring in unity. I will bring in connection. Like, it will be fine. And there is a grieving process here, because you do have to leave some aspect of you behind in order to open up that vulnerability. You do. But it's an important aspect for you. Behind this blockage is a version of yourself you have yet to meet, who feels the support that they give others, and now gives support from a vulnerable place of empowerment and connection, not from a place of I'm needed. Here's what I have to offer. Need me. Need my safety. Need my support. Rather than I'm here because we're family. I'm here because we're friends. I'm here because our souls know one another. This next level of breaking through this barrier is true, deep connection in a version of yourself you have yet to meet. And it will help you heal what you have so deeply been avoiding the grief over. Okay? Yeah. But it takes pushing that masculine aspect aside and saying, believe in me. Believe in people. Believe in humanity. Believe in connection. Believe in vulnerability. Believe in another way. Okay? Yeah. Okay. 8 of Wands, 10 of Cups. You're well on your way to your soul tribe, to true emotional availability and connection. It's a beautiful energy. I'm getting a little bit emotional. I kind of hope this is my message too. I'm working through something similar. So, all right, let's get some healing energy oracles and I'll let you go, okay? All right, Spirit, what healing energy oracles do you want darling to implant in their subconscious and conscious awareness and meditate on and repeat for themselves throughout the day, throughout the week? What's important for them right now on this journey that they're on, their healing connection journey? Positive action. I focus on the beauty in me and find silence. I live and honor the present by doing what I can do now. What I cannot change, I let go. I let go of it and trust to God. Positive action. That Page of Wands. In God's hands. My trust in life is implicit. God's greater knowing and my greatest love guide my heart and my choices. My faith is steady and I remain true to my light. Everything unfolds according to God's will. Choice. I choose serenity, light, and positive energy. No matter what I go through, I choose happiness. I rise above fear and direct my thoughts to God. Joy. Like a child, I discover joy in the simplicity of life. Happiness lies in magical moments, not in the material. Even the smallest joy is a great source of light. Okay. I hope that that resonated for you. Yeah, that's all. I hope that that resonated for you. I hope that it was helpful. I hope that you were willing to see and hear what you needed to if this was your message. And I appreciate you being here and your vulnerability. So thank you. Tomorrow is Freaky Friday. This is more about how to let our freak flag fly, being completely authentically ourselves, and maybe getting to know ourselves authentically. It seems like there's an aspect of us that we need to get acquainted with and meet. So I hope to see you then. If not, that's okay. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, a wonderful rest of the week or weekend, and a fantastic life. I love you so much. Take care and ta-ta.